Yu-Gi-Oh! Mint.com is now TradingCardMint.com. Please check out their selection of over 20,000 cards with prices cheaper than TCG Player.
Alright, what is up YouTube? M40 here. We're going to be doing my Luard player's third place deck profile from BCF this weekend. It was a three-person, or
BCFS.
Oh yeah.
BCF.
Anyway, Bushiroad's the spring tournament. So anyway, we finished third place. We got the cool little commemorative medal and whatnot. So if you guys could do me a favor, check out our friends at TradingCardMint.com down below in the description. Without them, we wouldn't have some of the cool things that we've got going for us here. So without further ado, let's dig into Austin's deck profile. 4 copies of Luard. We were going to have him play Gize originally for our team, but Austin swore against Gize all weekend. I don't think it would have made any difference because he still loses to Darkness.
No matter what.
But he did play Luard. Thoughts, opinions, concerns on Ultima Turbo, the deck?
Actually, this deck is just Ultima Turbo, the deck. You see your opponent has 7 cards in hand and has 5 damage, you just stride Ultima first.
Then Austin would not play this deck without a 5th grade 3. We've yelled at him many a times. He's finally going to cut this. You said this came up once all weekend?
Yep, and it got rewrote over top of it. Like, it was a grade 3 that I drew, which I didn't have a grade 3, so it was okay. So in the one instance, it was really good that I had it, because I would needed to draw a grade 3. So I drew that, but then the next turn I ended up top decking a Luard, or a Dragfall, so then I just rewrote over it. But I mean, it was there. But I feel like now I can cut it, since I now see that the deck runs a lot faster, and it's pretty turbo.
The current build is just kind of create these large numbers. Death is, or Dagda is pretty cool, I heard. But for this, it was 5 grade 3s. Starter was this guy.
That guy's broken. I don't... The thing is that it's retired by a card effect. It doesn't have to be retired by a card with Luard in its name, so it's actually a better Abyssal Owl. Or not, Abyssal Owl. So that's why I like it. It's good with the PGs and stuff, and that came up a lot over the weekend. 4
copies of Slaptail. How'd this guy do for you?
Oh, it does awesome. He gets so big, and he makes everything else very big. So, I mean, that's all he's there for. Plus, he's a grade 1 in the deck, so, you know, Dagda just brings him back out.
Not being GB1 restricted is pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
It's also a grade 1 in the deck, right?
Yeah. Dagda target.
4 copies of this guy. How'd this guy do for you?
It does amazing. It was essentially his Turbo Ritual dot deck, so you're going to see as much draw power as you get. That's why this card's really, really good. Plus, it allows you to play early game aggro, and you're not punished for it. So,
yeah, because you're turning your counterblast into a central feed to ritual, and then draw extra cards.
Yep. Just remember, you have to discard a grade 1, but I mean, typically you're gonna have a grade 1 in your hand. So.
Yeah, I mean it's no problem. Discard those S Rosses and get them back later on in the game.
Yep.
4 copies of Death.
Yeah, we were playing 3. It went up to 4. Thank God. This card's actually absolute nuts.
Well, tell us about it.
Dagda won me. Oh Lord, I had to say at least half my games was won by Dagda. Just being able to retire the grade 1 column that already attacked, and then call out another Slaptail plus the grade 1 that gains 7k, which is later in the deck, is actually ridiculous. When they're placed on the circle, the other Slaptail is technically still on the board, so instead of it giving the grade 1 plus 3k, it gives them plus 6k because it's calling over. It's just like the same Barkle Blaster Blade ruling, so it's really good.
2 copies in the main. How you liking this?
I love this. It's still, this actually allows for you to do the same thing as the other grade 2, except you don't have to discard a grade 1. So a lot of my times I always saw myself having a grade 1 in hand, but rather call this, discard the grade 2, draw 2, and then call a booster behind it and attack for 10k, plus she's a great interceptor. And she's always a target. She always gets smacked in the face.
I mean, she's still 5k interceptor.
Yeah, so that's why she gets smacked in the face.
Still good value.
Yep.
Grade 1s.
I would definitely not play this deck without this. Soul Management isn't as bad, but being able to put whatever card you retire whenever into the Soul rather than putting it in the drop is really good. You still get all your effects like from the Belial Owl, the Abyssal Owl, you still get their effects because they're being retired. They nowhere state that they have to actually go to the drop zone.
Okay, so they just have to be retired.
Yeah, so they just go to the soul, and then you have.
Did you have any problems having this as a one of?
No, there was one game that it got destroyed. It went to the damage zone, but I mean, you just have to manage my soul a little bit better when that happens. But I wouldn't go up to 2. I mean, it's
2's fine. 2 owls. How you feeling about this game?
I think I'm cutting one of these. This card was actually really bad all weekend. So I think I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to cut the Luard and play the new owl from the most recent set, which is Ritual 1 or 3. It gets 7k. So it becomes a 14k attacker, and it's not GB restricted. So I think I'm going to cut those for...
I mean, the good thing is this still attempts to search for level 4 Luard.
The reason I want to play 2 of this too is because I was playing the old Luard. This gave me a little bit more versatility, but since now I can cut the Luard, I can get away with 1.
3 copies of Blackwing Swordbreaker 2.0.
Dude, that card had put in so much work all weekend. I resolved all 3 of them on a board at least 4 times.
4 copies of S-Russ.
I'm not going to say anything about this card. It's freaking stupid.
Yeah, there's nothing else to really say there. 4 copies of your Super Attacker.
Welcome to my MVP. This is why I win my matches. So this basically turbos up Ritual, making all your cards live, and then it nets you a card. Also, this thing is a 14k by itself when you are Ritual 5, and it has resist, so they cannot header around it. I believe my 4th round opponent was playing Victor. I ended up going into Ultima, and I called 2 of these because I didn't have any good grade 2s to call, so I made a 28k call.
Triggers, 2 owls.
Yep, that's all you need anymore, because this is where it gets cheeky.
2 copies of this guy. What's this?
This guy's actually really good. So when it's called from hand, it gets the red text, which is Ritual 3. He gets red text where when he's retired by a card effect, you get to look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put 1 card into your hand, and
put the other in drop.
And it doesn't have to reveal to your opponent because it has no limitations.
10 stand triggers.
But 10 stand trigger deck.
So how did you feel playing this?
Yeah, this is why the deck is really, 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 really good. These go back to the deck. These go back to the deck. You will always constantly have 8 stands in your deck.
And then 4 heal triggers.
Yep.
Because reasons. Alright.
Ultima Turbo!
Yeah, I mean, it's all your deck really is. It's just Ultima Turbo, stand triggers, put the crits on the top.
Can you talk about that stand trigger, though? How good was... Oh, you already did that.
Yeah, this thing's broken.
Yeah. It's only 2.
Alright. 4 copies of this guy.
It's another one that just helps through pushing through your opponent's hand, making big columns. That plus Dagda usually equals death.
4 copies of Phantom Blaster Dragon because Austin was incredibly scared of Gize.
Yeah, I was really super scared of Gize all weekend because I just didn't want to play that matchup. So
I don't know why you have PTSD for Gize.
I don't know. Well, because I just see so many games where it's like I lose, and so I was just left like, you know what? I can't think of what to play, so I'm just playing 4. So I think actually though now once we hit into premium, I'm going to cut 2 of these. I'm actually going to play just normal Aura Geyser because there's sometimes like. If I don't have the optimal hand, I don't really want to waste a Drag Abyss, and I'd rather play a Aura Geyser that's going to net me more cards.
1 Sabri is pretty good.
Cool. I didn't go into it all week. This is your other win con against Gize. This card's actually just crazy. Being able to guard restrict, and then it gets quad drive plus a crit. Like, what do you do against that? And then it also gets 3k for every card every card discarded. So, I mean, essentially it's already a 32k by itself.
1 copy of Ultima.
Oh, baby. The moment that I never failed my Zerath Dragon. Like...
Stop making fun of me.
Round 3, my poor teammate over here, Rapicole, lost our match, screams down the end of the table and says, I lost, it's up to you. So I go into question my life and decided that I was going into Zenith as my first stride against the Victor player. And he kind of looked at me with a blank stare and proceeded to get Zenith. On first stride, he had 7 cards in hand and was pushed to 5 damage. So I'm pretty sure that was the right play, but Ultima's never failed me.
1 copy of Jaeger.
Jaeger.
He looks like a werewolf.
Dark Veil, yeah, I mean, I didn't use it all weekend. There were a couple times that I thought about it, but like I said, soul management's the thing, and I really didn't want to pay the counterblast, so...
The card that allows you to Ultima for Shred?
Yeah, I use that thing all weekend. That drawing an extra card is really good, and that thing doesn't have to call grade 1s. It calls grade 0s.
One copy of this?
That's called Whiff, and I didn't go into it all week. I usually unflipped it.
2 copies of Potmaker.
Yeah, you can't play the deck without Potmaker. 10k shield for free.
Any final comments on the deck?
Well, I hopefully redeem myself as being the Luard Clanmaster.
Alright guys, check out our friends at tradingcardmint.com down below in the description, and that's all we got for this. We'll have more deck profiles to come. Bye.